Are you a current or future physician assistant wanting to learn more about finances? Then join me on this journey to become a PA the FI way. Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm a practicing certified physician assistant who will be your host. It took me 5 years after I started practicing medicine as a PA to thoroughly dive into my personal finances after I discovered the concept of financial independence. I want to use what I have learned to help you avoid some of the financial mistakes that I have made while sharing some of the financial wins that I have had along the way. Join me as we discuss financial strategies to guide you to becoming a physician assistant on the way to financial independence. Welcome back, everyone, to the PA the FI Way podcast. I'm your host, Kat, and in this episode, I can't wait to talk about the reasons why choosing to spend your money on experiences can often lead you to have more happiness than if you were to spend your money on stuff or things. Before I dive into today's episode, I wanted to give a shout out to those of you that have left a review about the podcast, whether you've left the review on Apple or Spotify. It really means a lot when I see those come through to hear how it has impacted you or has taught you some information as you pursue financial independence. If you have listened to some of the episodes over the past few years and have found the information helpful or impactful, it would really mean a lot if you were to take 30 seconds out of your day and leave a quick review, as it helps others to find this podcast so they can learn from the information as well. I also have another huge shout out to give, and that is to Katie. 1 year ago, the Wealth RX community was launched by Sammy No, who goes by Your PA Mentor on Instagram, and I've helped support in that journey as head coach. Katie was one of our beta clients that joined us 1 year ago. Before joining our program, she had been practicing as a PA for approximately 1 year and had paid over $17,000 towards her student loan debt in the first year. And that number sounds like a lot for a lot of people out there. However, over this past year of joining the Wealth RX program, she has paid over $75,000 towards her student loans and just paid them off, which is absolutely amazing. Katie is now one of our coaches and has been helping motivated members with their financial goals, with paying off their debt, learning about investing, getting their investments going in addition to paying off their debt, and also helping optimize their careers in medicine, as well as changing from having a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And what I absolutely love about Katie paying off over $75,000 of student loan debt this past year is that she shared that she reflected back and actually did not feel deprived over this past year, nor did she feel as though she couldn't afford to live her life. For example, she traveled around the world. She attended bachelorette parties for her friends. She was in her sister and her best friend's wedding. She attended many concerts. She spent some of her money on her fitness and attended different types of fitness classes. And that is honestly what our goal is. I've mentioned this on the podcast many times, but we are not all about the old school financial independence way of thinking, where you have to live on ramen, you have to ride your bicycle to and from work, and you have to live a miserly life. That is not what we're about. We are really about living in abundance and truly figuring out what brings you joy as you're spending your money. How are you spending your money on things you value or experiences you value? It's really about intentional spending, figuring out how you want to spend your money intentionally and mindfully. And this brings us back to the topic of today's episode. Why does choosing to spend your money on experiences bring you more happiness than spending your money on stuff or things? And there are different reasons for this, and there have been studies that have been done to support this information. We can look at the answer to this in two different ways. One is, what are the benefits of spending your money on experiences? And two, what are some of the downsides to spending your money on a bunch of stuff? Let's start with why spending money on experiences tends to bring you more joy and happiness. When you spend money on experiences, it typically creates lasting memories. And what does that mean? It means that you can actually relive those experiences. You're reliving those experiences in your mind through your memories, pictures that you've taken, the stories that you tell about the experience. When you take the time to reflect back on a past experience, such as a memorable vacation or another type of experience like going to a concert or going to a play with those that you care about. During that time of reflection, you are often happier because you are reliving the experience in your mind. Another benefit about spending your money on experiences is that experiences often contribute to your overall personal growth and actually help shape your identity. For example, when you are trying a new experience, when you are traveling the world or traveling your country, when you're learning a new skill, trying a new hobby, those different experiences can actually help define you and add more depth to you as an overall person. You truly learn more about yourself during those experiences. The next benefit of spending your money on experiences is the fact that prior to the experience itself, you are actually experiencing the anticipation of the experience, and that can tend to bring almost as much joy and sometimes even more joy than the experience itself. For example, when you're looking forward to an upcoming vacation or a wedding that you're really excited to attend or hanging out with your friends, that anticipation can cause you to have a lot of joy and happiness when you're thinking about it. Another benefit that comes from experiences is that they help to foster social connections. Most people are not having experiences completely by themselves. Many people are traveling with friends or family, or spending their holidays with friends or family, or even as simple as going to a new movie, trying a new restaurant, attending an event. Most people are doing those things with someone. At the same time, even if you choose to experience experiences by yourself, you rarely are truly by yourself once you get there, or once you're traveling. You are often meeting new people, and that helps with those social connections. And overall social connections and social wellness really impact our long-term happiness, they impact our mental health, and they overall help you feel more joy. When you are connected more socially, you often can tend to have fewer physical health concerns too. Another wonderful benefit about experiences is that they actually reinforce gratitude. When you take the time to reflect on experiences, whether they've happened in the past or even if you have upcoming experiences, thinking about and reflecting on them can make you feel grateful for the opportunity to have had that experience, or for the opportunity to be able to have that experience, as well as for the opportunity to spend time with those people that you love, that are close to you, that are also going through the experience with you. I don't know about you, but personally, when I have had experiences in nature, for example, whether it's witnessing beautiful scenery, whether it's seeing a lovely sunset, whether it's going on a hike that has a really cool destination at the end, I always like to take the time to take a moment and reflect and be grateful to have the opportunity to witness those things and see those things and see the beauty that's out there. Now let's talk about the reverse side. Why does spending money on things, stuff, materialistic possessions typically not make you more happy? There are a few reasons for this. The first is hedonic adaptation. You typically get used to your new things quickly, your new stuff quickly. The newness wears off of it. It no longer excites you or lights you up. So you adapt to it so quickly that the happiness that it brought you fades over a short period of time. That period of time certainly depends upon yourself and the thing you bought. But many people believe that when they're purchasing a new item, they're going to have this level of joy and happiness for many weeks, many months, many years to come. But often that is so short-lived that you just get used to it and you no longer experience the joy when you're using it or when you're wearing it that you did when you initially got it. The other reason why spending money on stuff doesn't lead to much happiness is because most of the things you buy can be compared with what other people in your life or online actually have. And that causes you to want to keep up with the Jones, meaning you always want to have the newer, better version, even though yourself 2 weeks ago didn't have the item at all. So yourself 2 weeks ago would have been completely okay with an older version. But then once you get the older version, you see everyone else around you have the newer version, and that makes you jealous and envious and want to keep up with the Jones and not enjoy the thing that you just bought. Typically, when you are deciding to spend your money on possessions, that doesn't lead to deeper fulfillment or deeper purpose. Material goods can make you feel good again for the moment, but it doesn't really help with the underlying emotional things that are going on. Purchasing stuff doesn't help you feel as though you belong more or have a better sense of purpose or more personal growth. But experiences can contribute further to your sense of identity, provide more satisfaction, help you understand what your purpose is, and further develop your personal growth. A caveat to this certainly would be if you are doing things like spending your money on books for personal growth or spending your money on educational content that is helping you with those things too. That is different than other types of things that you can buy that don't help you with your personal growth. The next reason why spending your money on stuff tends to make you less happy than if you were to spend it on experiences is the fact that extra possessions, extra stuff often leads to clutter, which often leads to stress. Maybe some of you are more minimalistic out there, but I would also bet to believe that many of you can relate to when you have more clutter, more things, more stuff, more clothes, more shoes, things on your counter. All of that clutter and extra things really can impact your mental health, make you feel more anxious, make you feel more stressed. Whereas when you have fewer things, fewer items, maybe they're even better quality, but you have fewer of them, that can make you feel more happy as well. And finally, the last reason why choosing to spend your money on stuff instead of experiences makes you less happy is because, as you know, your stuff, your things, your items, they don't last. Many of them can break, you can lose them, or again, with hedonic adaptation, you're so used to them, maybe you forget you have them even and don't use them anymore. Whereas experiences, they create memories that tend to stay with us as long as our memories continue, right? But those memories will allow you to be able to reflect on them as you become older, as your family grows, as your friend circle grows or changes. You're able to share about your experiences and memories with others. And those things become part of your life story. And that can help you with more joy and happiness for your future. I would love to hear what you think about this episode. You can post on the social media post for the episode on Instagram or Facebook. You can send me an email. You can share your thoughts in your podcast review if you leave one. You can send me a text if you know me, but I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this episode. Tell me, what are some experiences that you have chosen to spend your money on that really did make you feel more happy and bring more joy to your life? On the flip side, what are some examples of things or stuff that you purchased that you thought was going to bring you a lot more happiness and ended up really not? I'd love to hear from you. As always, if you found this information helpful, you can share the link with a friend, with a family member, with a colleague, so they can take a listen as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you back here soon. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you decide to continue to join me along this journey of becoming a PA the FI way. Please take a moment to press the subscribe button on the platform that you are listening to this on, but more importantly, consider sharing with another current or future PA that could benefit from the information that we reviewed in this episode. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Until next time.